Good morning, everybody. I'm having some sound difficulties. You got Lady Hippy at the bar. I can't. I'm I'm everything, guys. I wear all the hats here. Let's see if we get a better reading up here now. Hey, hey, hey. There we go. Hi, guys. See if I can bring her down just a tad bit. Yeah. And you got Lady Hippie at the bar. As you can tell, excuse me, I'm fidgeting and we haven't gone 30 seconds into this. This is one of the new little, I call them day dresses that I pick up at Burlington. I love these little things. They're very light. They're kind of pretty. They have the cinched waist and then the full skirt. And this one has a tiny ruffle at the bottoms and it just strikes at mid-knee and I like that. No, I wasn't up here to do fashion sense, but apparently I'm gonna toss that in a little while. Oh yes, yes, I might as well. Is somebody gonna ask me? Yes, I do wear the little headpieces, the bands, because if I don't, then the earphones come down here too far, and I'm talking through my chin. Well, at least listening through my chin. I've got my usual stiffener, guys. Um, y'all know I keep that little bottle. I always show everybody. Yes, I guess you call me a podcast drunk because I take one of these little bottles. They're whiskey with the fireball behind it, the cinnamon. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I love these little things. He brings me, I think it's 10 or 12. I mean, they're in a package and at the same time cost me a lunch. So he's a good guy, he really is. Um, oh, I can't say I don't believe in doing that. So we'll have to find another way around that. Um, oh, I did it again. I'm going to quit fidgeting. I wasn't here yesterday. I know, guys. Thank you so much. Love all of you guys. By the way, share, subscribe, hit the like. Don't just leave me hanging out here. I'm at the bar and I'll drink more. So I wasn't on air yesterday. My granddaughter turned 12 on Friday. She had a sleepover with her friends, and so that we scheduled everything for Saturday. We had such a good time. We went to habaneros. I should have put that up. I might find time to do this. I tried to on Friday, but we were going. It was a lovely new, well, fairly new Hispanic restaurant. Mexican restaurant. I'm not even sure what's correct these days. I love them. They have these Texas margaritas. Got to have at least one of those. So those are, yeah. My husband got something a little bit different and with the fire on the rim. And so we were both happy campers. And then they finally showed up. My son, my beautiful daughter-in-law, and my absolutely adorable granddaughter. Yes, I spoiled both of my grandchildren, and then my step grandchildren also were spoiled in between. And I miss the oldest boy, Ezra. He went to Fort Sam Houston. He's a medic. He went there for training, and I used to train him there at Fort Sam Houston. I used to talk about the stories that he told Paul, my husband, of course. That he remembered all those stories, and it was what caused him to become a medic. And knew he would be trained at San Antonio. It's an amazing world. It's a really small world, very small. At the time that I served regular Army at the beginning, anyway, there was no more WAC training, and we had showed up for WAC training, but they sent, sent us to Columbia, South Carolina, to Fort Jackson, and Vietnam Airborne Rangers as our drills. Wonder how well that went, and it went very well for we women. Because now you've got fighter pilots who are women. We had to kick that door down. You just don't know. This was late 70s. Oh. And for me, it was like, I'll bend, but I ain't breaking. If you break me, I'm dead. Just shoot me. I'm not giving up. I had the most rank, so I got a lot of grief. And then they the first week or so, and then I was constantly running in and helping out the CO. He hated typing, so the XO, and I'd run in there and type it out in a few minutes. That's what I had trained to be for the WAC Corps, both a nurse and secretarial board. Back in the 70s, that was a big deal. That was what you're going to do the rest of your life. Surprise! Back to college twice more. I so struggled with that. In any event, the headband, aren't they just adorable? What's this one here? See, it's just so cute. And I tend to leave them up there because when I'm cleaning, so I'm constantly with the hair, so I leave the headbands on. And Robert took me up to Burlington for my birthday shopping. He loves handing me $100 bills. I love getting the $100 bills. I hate handing somebody else, but then I have a lot of clothes and shoes, purses. I love that place. I already got him one gift. I'm trying to figure out what to get for his anniversary. We have birthdays and anniversaries, 25th, 28th. It's also an anniversary on the 28th. Long story, don't want to bore you to death. I already have. Entertainment only. And the rose is just beautiful. I love how he just pops in with the roses. He's so good about that. We constantly have roses. And our rescue, one of our rescues is called Tiger Rose, and she just loves the roses. So, and she's been ill, so I'm gonna take her some rose petals. She's coming out of it, and we have one cat after another that goes through something and ends up being our cat instead of treating them running back to the wild. In most cases, it can't be done. I'm still searching for help. I don't know if any of you are in Augusta and you see this. Please uh, leave a comment. I will private message you, whatever. I would be just extremely grateful if I heard from anybody. But we have a lot of cats. Most of them are outdoors. But of course, there is you have too many cats. But I give it credit for both. First up, I had to move away from, and I changed to scoop away. Unfortunately, it's really, really good. It says 7 days. I change them 3 or 4 times a day. I don't. Now wait a week. So I spend a lot of money on litter, but that seems to work. So you will see cats probably. I was hoping they ran themselves aground, but if not, you will see them come through. They like to do that. So yeah, we went. Like I said, the Jalapenos, and we got. My husband and I both. In fact, most of us except my son who was driving. Um, we got the Texas margaritas, the big ones. So I said I was starting early to celebrate my birthday, which is in 2 weeks. Or it might be less now. It's a couple of weeks. It's on a Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. And Robert, like I said, already took me shopping, did all that, stood her up the hook. I'm so mean. Yeah, the divorce is more expensive than a good gift, guys. Just in case you're watching out there, share that. Hit the like, hit the dislike. It really, right, yeah. So we're out there. We're having a good time at the restaurant with my granddaughter, who's 12, and she's all depressed. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" She changed her hair again. It doesn't matter what style you put my granddaughter in. She should be a model. She'd be like the next Brooke Shields, or maybe there's 3 or 4 ahead of that. I don't know. But like her, she started around 13, 14, maybe it might have been 15 or 16. Of course, my child is not going to let his daughter do that, but she could easily pull that off. She's a magnificent beauty. Not that I'm a little biased. And I do my own manicure, so I did my nails, and she says you always match everything. I wore a black dress about mid calf with a light print on it, like this, just about, and with the sash in around the waist, and I have little crinolines that I put under it, so it's a little bit. That one is not a skater dress, but it's an inline dress with the extra fold. So there you go. And one of my brooches, I think, let's see, it keeps falling down. What is today's? I think today's rose. I'm not sure, but it's here. And even when I'm looking for my remote, even if I'm just going out to the grocery store, they notice that. And you haven't seen this before. We haven't seen that before. Well, I like that particular. It's very thin, like this one. Of course, I like this one because you don't have to get a person to zip paper down. A lot of mine, you don't have to. And I like the stretchy material kind of thing. I got bigger as I go. Shut up! It's the camera weighs more, or puts you into a weight category, I should say. That's not 10 pounds. No, it's like 25 or depending on the person. For me, it's 35 pounds. But so, We're sitting there, we're talking. I got her off the phone. We're talking about school. She hates school. It's only got a 2-star rating. I don't know what rating. I don't think they rated them back then. But my husband says that I went to a resort, not a school. It was more like a college. I mean, you picked your classes, you picked your courses, teachers, time, so forth. You had 2 or 3 backups, and that's what you submitted when you went to register. My mother did not register me. I see that that happens quite a bit still. I no, not for any grade. I was up there myself. You got sent the packet. We didn't go back to school till Labor Day, but you got the packet. You filled it all out. You were ready to go. Uh, it was a lot far. It was far easier than what they're seemingly doing here for the kids in school. And I never paid, like I said, I never paid attention to whether it was 1-star, 2-star, whether it was good or bad. I'm one of those self-taught things almost. I mean, if I wanted to know about it, there were libraries. Now, if I want to know, there's Google. Who they're attacking because they said it's too big. They did that with Ma Bell. For those of you who are that young, the telephone company that had worked since telephones were invented. Yeah, at least in America, they weren't everywhere. Well, they might have been. I have to look on that myself. So, yeah, that was fun. She had noticed the nails and all that. Yeah, several people in the restaurant were mentioned it, some of the ladies. And where did you get the dress? How did you? And I had the headband because my hair is too long. I'm trying to get in to see my stylist, and he's got a list this long, so it'll be a few more days. I'm trying to get, like I said, before my birthday, and I'm on kind of a being waiting kind of thing. So if he can squeeze me in, they'll call me. I'm just less than a mile from him. I love this guy. I've been seeing Victor from this. See, his salon is, it works 6 days a week, but like I said, it's less than a mile away. And I pop through, and we do a dry cut on me. I just don't, I can't with my back be shampooed and waiting and all that. I have to run in, run out wherever I'm at. Even the VA, I don't wait more than 30 minutes. If it's more than 30 minutes, it's rescheduled. We have that right. And I slightly abuse that. That's another story. And so I popped up here today, but I promised my granddaughter on the other event that I would get her some nails. And she has very tiny hands, like I did when I was that age. Her mother has very delicate hands. She's a tall girl, tall, willowy, but not brunette. She has like light brown hair. It's pretty, the highlights, you know. My granddaughter had it down to her waist, cut it all, cut it again. Since I latest saw her, and dyed the bangs blonde. I think it was purple, so I there she's experimenting. She had a little lip gloss on, she had a little eyeshadow on, and I was good. She doesn't need anything else, just a slight hint of eyeshadow. It really worked well on her. I knew her mother wouldn't let her go overboard with the makeup. And I bought makeup for her. I get her jewelry every time I see her. I have a lot, so yeah. Excuse me. Oh, that's so loud in the headphones. I still haven't seen anybody say anything good about what went down about the attempted assassination of former President Trump. Enoch continues. Yea, indeed, there shall come a great destruction over the whole. Got a lot of things coming. This is one of the ones I say, it ticks the box, ticks the box. What it reminded me of, though, is attempted assassination. I got a slight chest cold, I think. I've got to have my little pony Coca Cola. My husband got me some pony Coca Colas. I can drink soda if it's in a bottle. If it's in a can, you can keep it. I don't care how thirsty I am. I can find something. I don't like tea either. That's good. Of course, I hit the ground running today. So like I said, we're doing my granddaughter's nails. I'm trying to do this during birthdays and anniversary celebrations. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. Put away some money just so I make sure I did this. I already got his birthday present. I don't have his anniversary yet. I think I mentioned he took me to Burlington and let me go hog wild in there for my birthday, even though we're like 2 weeks early. Can't even if I'm going to make it. So just gonna see what happened. Trey Smith. When I'm watching Trey Smith, yay Trey. By the way, for all those of you who do this, we've been doing this since the 70s, especially at concerts. Maybe that's where y'all got that. I don't know. It suddenly came up in my grandson's generation at 20 25. He's like, that's all of a sudden. He's like, oh, this is new. No, the Surface, for one, used the hell out of it. They may still do, but must y'all do this. And we used to do this and this. So, yeah, we can do both. Yeah. When I watched an episode of several different things that have been caught in the news and compiled together. And I've been saying this forever. I don't think people even noticed that water was gushing out of sand dunes as if there was a hidden pipe in there this big with under pressure just shooting out and up. In many places in the desert, Saudi Arabia was plagued by stuff. Mecca got hit the lightning, hit the whatever that is, the box. Hit that several times. It hit, the winds were throwing people backwards so you couldn't even stand up. And balustrades, all kinds of stuff were coming at these people that were walking around the Kaaba. And then locusts hit. I'm like, what else? Oh my God. I kept hearing no, I don't think anybody ever said this to me. I don't believe in organized religion for everybody jumps bail here. Yeah, but certain things kept ringing in my mind. I think everybody knows Revelation. They've heard it somewhere and looked it up themselves, whatever. I studied both. I hate it when somebody preaches to me. No, I go find out for myself. Besides that, they don't know there of what they talk about. No way. It's biblical. Trump gets a headshot and gets up. So it's basically shot in the head, died, come back to life. You could stretch it to that. And that's what I thought of, like I said, when I saw that. And it is a moment in history that's going to go down, I think, because of other things that are happening. You've got massive wildfires, flowers, don't you? Stuff's good. Yeah, you've got so much stuff going on. It's just absolutely, it has to be biblical. And not even just, like I said, the Trump. There's actually prophecy about former President Trump. So, I mean, if anybody wants to, they should look that up. I can't. I'm not going to put all of that in links for you guys because I know everybody can find anything. I just speak to the TV and it goes ding 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 ding. Freeze. Oh, it's back. Okay, ding ding ding. Okay, it's still like a ding ding ding. I do like these things. So I'm looking at all these things that have been going on. In Italy alone, there are 3 volcanoes erupting. Vesuvius hasn't joined yet, but there's 3. I think one's offshore. I'm not sure. I know Stromboli was going. I can't remember the other one. Iceland, same thing. It's an island, folks. It's an island. And you know Italy, the boot. Yeah, Jack, it's the boot in Europe. That's Italy. Already halfway submerged, you know? Again, biblical. We've had the red color of the rivers, the sea, ponds, tributaries. It all turned red. Russia, it looked as if somebody had murdered 100,000 people in the last 5 minutes, and all of their blood was coming through the ice. It was something. And I've been saying this, and I finally found a compilation that was like me. I was like, there's earthquakes, there's volcanoes, there's fires, there's floods, there's hurricanes, tornadoes. The one tornado that they changed the actual Fujita scale on uh, was so massive you couldn't get it in the camera. You could just see nothing but this, and you had to go off to see the edge of this tornado. It was that big. They actually changed the scale, the Fujita scale, because of that. It was over an E5, biggest we ever had encountered. And yet this thing was like double that. So, you know, every time you hear a hurricane, get your boat because you're not going to. It's tore up Florida, it's tore up Alabama, it's tore up Louisiana, it's tore up the coastline. Just the last one was just maybe a hurricane one when it made landfall. It flooded whole areas in North and South Carolina. I think they might have had trouble in Virginia, a few other states. It is incredible what's going on here. You can't get away from the fact that that's what's happening. You've got these evangelists just who have two planes. The first plane was not enough. Like Copeland has two planes. Two. Why do you keep sending these people money? It's your free will to do so. I think you can't think stupid. You're going to go broke for stupid. These people, because he had to get God's message further out. That's what he gets so ugly almost. He caught himself when a young lady was talking to him while he was actually boarding the first plane to try to figure out why he needed two planes. Because that's the money he was raising at that rally. As glory be to God. It sounds like those false prophets we were talking about. This stuff is literally biblical. It's on the same timeline. It's just stuff I can't get away from. Uh, the Left Behind series I mentioned before, Tim LaHaye and everybody. I can't remember the other boy's name. There's two authors. It is the best and most insightful series I have ever seen done on just Revelation in the Bible. Just Revelation, not the whole Bible. Just Revelation. Was it? None of that. Nothing about the Messiah. I say no. And have him up there bleeding, torn, and awful. This is getting high. And I'm kind of listening with one ear because I like Trey Smith a lot. He does his homework. He knows what he speaks about. And I've been saying this. I don't mean for people to go out and start getting, meals ready to eat, the MRAs. I don't think any of that's going to do any good. I really don't. It's going to be just as unescapable as the seas, waterways turning brilliant red. More than looks like blood. It's just horrific. Locusts hitting, sacred sites. Locusts hitting, period. Locusts were swarming in many different areas of the world, both in the United States and in particular, Arabia. You know, the Middle East, I think they call that now. I think it used to be Arabia. I get confused. I'm old. So, I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been saying that. And I'm an old fashioned, as you can tell, I'm fidgeting again. I'm an old lady. And so I end up doing, if I want to look at something, I don't always go to Google and pick up that Bible that's always by me. And I'm like, yep, okay. 2 out of 3. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah. Like I said, even Trump's assassination or attempted assassination, thank God he get his own detail out there because they were not trying to help that man. They did not get to that man till almost all the shots had been fired, in particular the shooter's fighter. His fire was already done. He had already fired 8 times, and then there was I love that. You can hear it when you you can hear that. It was a group of 3 and 4. So you knew they finally fired. I don't know how they missed the guy. They were looking right in him. It makes me crazy. It's like, oh, God, people walking around going, yeah, I almost believed that. Yeah, it was just a play. Trump don't care. What about the people who were shot? The gentleman who died defending his family jumped on top of him, including his grandchild. He died. They're burying it. Yeah. They're burying the fact that there was an attempted assassination and the Secret Service didn't do a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Just come up. I love that fact. I like the first one. They had him. It was as if they were saying, "You must try again," because they pulled him up. First, they jumped out, then they pulled him up. And I'm like, exactly what it looked like to me was, "Hey, you missed," because he was head and shoulders above them, especially above the women down here. Don't shoot him. My hands are here. You see some of there's a one big Secret Service gentleman. He's not big, but he almost covers it. Well, I think he was about right here, maybe a little bit. Nobody could cover it. He was that tall. I know there's details that they could have put together to make sure that didn't happen again. I don't know. He shouldn't have taken the stage. Like I said, they could see the shooter. I don't know how the Secret Service snipers were going. Is that guy supposed to be anybody? No. There's a dude coming up a silver red letter under that roof, right in front. No, it wasn't incompetence. It was none of that. I shamed my ass. You should be in y'all ass to jail and live looking for rope. You were treasonous, traitorous dogs. They even hanged a woman, or hung in particular, a woman during the assassination trials for Abraham Lincoln. She rented a room to, yeah, booth. So they hung her ass for that. Meanwhile, these little bitches who are supposed to be in charge of this detail, oh, no. If it were me, they wouldn't have got away with that shit. I don't know what's going down about it. They're keeping it quiet, but no, that dog don't hunt. And they would be hunting ass if I ever got out of this mess alive. They jerk him up, and you can see him, his blood running down his face. He got that fist up, the flag behind him. That was a perfect photo shoot. They're trying to shove him into the limo. There's like what, 5 or 6 on him, and they can't shove him down. He's back out there with that fist. You think at some point they'd go in their headphones. I didn't see headphones, but I'm one person. Hey, we got him. You're good to go. He's all right. A red and silver ladder. You can see this freaking thing from the space station. And they're trying to get us to believe that this little worm had crawled through the air ducts to get to the roof, which had already been secured because there were people downstairs watching. Well, how'd the little fuck get up there? You can say that stupidity all day long. I don't give a damn. You can you can put lipstick on a pig, but that damn thing's still a pig. Really? You want all of us to go, oh, of course, that's what happened. Oh, no, no. This is America. We don't believe that shit for a second. We watched that shit. We downloaded that stuff because we knew you were going to sweep that shit under the rug. It's been only, what, 3 weeks or what have you? Nobody's talking about that. If I was Trump, I'd never stop talking about that. 'Cause if you ask me, they were doing this to make sure that this guy was shot. Mr. Trump should take security by the horns and do something to them. These people should be punished, not get up there going, shame. No, yeah, there's jail, door number one. Yeah, there's some suits in there. I think they're orange. If nothing else, for the death of the firefighter who died jumping on top of his family, they should be charged. Oh, they only hit his ear. Only is not the question that his whole head and the back. It would have been almost a John F. Kennedy shot in the back. And you can see he snaps forward. Everybody says, "Oh, it came from the front." The killing blow came from the back because he went down, and that's when Jackie knew because she was covered in blood and brains, and still wearing the same outfit. Johnson has her put her ass up there for the photo shoot while they swore him in as president. It's a good thing he didn't run again. A lot of us hated that little shit. So, trying to talk politics because I get rowdy about this stuff. I like my little headband so I can hold my earphones up. But then I forget, like I said, my hair is too long and I start running around. And if I take it off, I'll go, oh, jeez, my hair is just going to get the bangs done and stuff again. I thought I would not talk about the attempted assassination and so forth, biblical, but it's almost, for me, I don't know how everybody's not talking about this crap. I don't want to. It's just everywhere, everywhere. And I've seen it with my own two eyes. Rivers suddenly flowing through Sahara from water gushing out of sand dunes. Camels freaking floating. If you ever seen a camel freaking float, check it out. Tell Alexa, hey, I need that footage of the camels that are floating because it wasn't just one. Yeah, I was praying for them. I've seen so much stuff lately. It's just too much. The tornadoes, the earthquakes, there, the volcanoes, the fires swept through there. People are talking about Maui, but I was remembering the ones that swept through Australia. Horrific danger to everything and everyone. The koalas were nearly gone. That's how badly this fire raged and how fast it moved. People were saving severely burnt koalas at the fire lines as they were running. They were grabbing. Women were ripping off their blouses to grab the koalas to get care for them. They were still alive, but they were severely burnt. Terrible things. And it's in the Bible. if you read the end, again, I would recommend you go to Trey Smith and the Left Behind series. It's the most, both of them. The Left Behind series, I love it because it really goes with the history of what's to happen in Revelation. It's not 5 seconds worth of stuff. It's the people and so forth and so on. What happens when you have a rapture, if there is such a thing? What happens is planes fall out of the sky because the pilot was very devout. And even at this point, I don't know what to believe. And again, I try not to believe in organized religion, but this is beyond religious affinities. These are things you can see, with you can feel, see, live through, all of that. So I don't feel that I'm preaching to the choir. I feel that I'm going, what the hell? Is it only me? No, it's not only me. This is what I mean to put it in the description. It's social Woodstock. I don't know how long they're going to let us keep this, especially free. I do not make money when I do this, and I enjoy it. I'm not ashamed to be up here, not scared, none of that. Yeah, never want to not want to speak publicly about something because I was too shy or timid. Yes, I was that way once. And they put me on the cover of the Parade magazine as adoptee of the friggin' month kind of thing. So your friends are running to your house from their vacations going, you're in the newspaper, you're on the Parade magazine. Yeah, I caught that. And from then on, it seems to me I've been in one thing or another in television, papers, doesn't matter. I've been photographed, I've been filmed, at 6, live at 6. So, no, it doesn't bother me. I think there's a lot to be done, and we could all learn from each other. And this is the perfect media to do so. That's why I do this. I may not be perfect. None of us are. I put my pant legs on one at a time, just like the King of England does. And yes, I'm British and Irish and Scottish according to DNA. They're in trouble if I wasn't at this age. So we enjoyed the granddaughter's birthday yesterday. It was just too late when I got back, and I had that lovely margarita. That's really good. That's a big margarita. It's called the Big Texas Margarita. And so that was a lot of fun. So today I have to catch up what I didn't get done yesterday, including you guys. Love you guys. Do hit the like, something, share, subscribe. It takes a second. And I have. Entertainment purposes only. I've been watching Britain Burn Down. What the hell are you people doing? You are out there protesting what was going on in the marches of the Palestinian refugees. It's hard to say this politically correct. But this what they were doing. They were defacing things, lighting fires, chanting, carrying the flags of their home countries. Well, why in the hell are they here then? Why did they come here? If they want to preach what they are doing, then they should be there. I don't see the hesitancy in any government in any country of the free world to stand up and go, and we'll stop all the traffic coming into London. You go ahead and have your parade. Yeah, they did. An ambulance had to stop and be backed out. So and mind you, they tried to get through. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, yeah, no. Palestinians are still parading back here. We got another block or two. And finally, they went over and they tried to help him turn around. Oh my God. They're doing the same things that they're the ones that they're angry about. I saw one of the children's funerals. Oh my God, I cried. It was beautiful. She was Cinderella, the white carriage. And it was had a little bitty coffin. And oh my God. It's still tough. It's hard to talk about. I don't know how anyone could kill children. Children. Not a terror attack. My ass. Those children were terrified and they died. And the other 8 were completely terrified and still trying to live. So, yes, it was a terror attack. Put him on the fast track to I'll see you on the other side. Well, they're judging you. They won't get away with it either. Not in their lifetime, however you want to phrase that. I take comfort in the fact that it is worldwide. We all know what happened to these baby girls. There for just a dance like Taylor Swift. And she did reply. She was horrified. Of course she was. The, the flowers and the teddy bears and all that. It just made me cry. And then seeing the one little girl in the carriage. So tiny. Very, very tiny little baby. There's a lot of evil in this world. It didn't used to be that way. Watch Leave It to Beaver. That's the way it was when I was growing up. And into my young adulthood, well, we had Saturday Night Live, but I was like 20 before I saw that. Didn't have time to slow down till my late 40s, early 50s. You know, you had kids, you had animals, you had jobs. You were running around paying for these stuff and you didn't appreciate what you had at home because you weren't there. So, yeah. It's not any different now than it was then. You need to stand with the parents. You don't need to burn stuff down. You don't need to do face buildings. You don't need to break windows. All these masks. I think one country has made it illegal already. It should be illegal unless it's for medical purposes. You can't tell me the people who are busting stuff up and throwing petrol bombs at the police need to be hooded because they might catch you, whatever. No, these hoodies, nice masks. No, they're like that because they don't want to be seen. They're vandals, they're rioters, they're looters, they're God knows what else, because this has been done in Europe too, but it wasn't them, it was the migrants that were protesting it and grabbed several young girls going home and raped them. And that was, I can't remember what country. You could look that up or ask me, I'll look it back up again. Just horrific things are going on. A lot of people died in the Maui fire, the Australian fires, California fires recently. We've got police are being ambushed and killed. I haven't seen planes fall out of the sky yet. I think that's about all I have not seen or experienced. Between tornadoes, earthquakes, we've had all that. I've been in all of it. Hurricanes. Yes, I've had to be taken off flights. I mean, put on flights taking off from roofs, in particular, because they had evacuated and so forth, and every hand was needed. And then finally, it's through your 15-story building and run to the helo pad. That's weird. I did not enjoy it. I was very glad to get back on the ground. Horrible weather, just tossed you like being in a wash tub. But we're out of there. But I have been here at home. You can see after the last earthquake, we have this tiny line now, like by my stove, because it moved that much. Well, it's only 2 or 3 millimeters, but it's noticeable because you clean there, and so you know that it shifted something. And on our patio, a big crack appeared. So, yeah, it actually moved the world. We were not happy. My grandson was here visiting, and you could hear it. I hadn't heard it like that since the one I was in Vincenzo many months ago. Oh my, I can't describe it. I don't know how we managed to dodge just the falling debris. And I'm holding my son, who's just a baby. Couldn't take the peambulator with me or a buggy, we call them. You pick up idioms when you're in another country. So yeah, I've been through all that, and I'm still going up alive. Wow, shakes my house. Tornadoes come through the backyard. I see my husband has popped up to tell me what to take for lowering my blood pressure. Yes, at this age, they just tell you everything's wrong with you. Yes, I'm gonna have my stiff. I do love my roses; they're so pretty. We both sound like we've been talking through a tin can. I'm very congested this morning, and uh, it's like that when you get a rain, it dries out, everything gets in the air. This is my rest period for the day. Pardon me. Just wish I were a bit like my cocoa. Didn't have that when I was a kid. My dad kept saying he knew people that would drink anything but cocoa. And they kept getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And then he knew there was something wrong with that Coca-Cola. It was back when they still had cocaine in it. We never did drink it back then. And then I heard on the news one time, I tend to clean and throw it on, trying to catch up if there were. And back then there was news that they had to change the recipe in Coca Cola because it could take cocaine. You kind of wonder where they got mountains of cocaine. I'm just saying. And all of us wanted to scramble and get a Coca Cola, and you couldn't. They didn't tell everybody until they had already pulled them, I assume. Or everybody had run out. They might have done it that way. I don't know. So now I like to have Coca Cola because supposedly it tastes just like it used to. I doubt that, but they're not bad. What was I going to tell everybody this morning? I can't remember now. I got so many things running through this tiny little brain of mine. The kittens that we rescued, people brought to us, are able to come out with, I call it the big boys that let them out during the day with the big guys who are grown. Because the big guys sometimes do not want to have a kitten on them and they will swat the shit out of these little ones. But I didn't want to keep them in isolation anymore. They used to be just in my hand and bottle fed, so couldn't let them out into population. I just kept them in the master bed and bath, and they were good about that. Now I fed them. This was the easiest thing to do. I think I have kind of in front of the fireplace. I line up everything for the evening because it's just easy and they can reach everything. Well, with the little ones, I took one of the little pans you get if they get an accident or what have you, or to keep them from that. And when they were tiny, tiny, I had that all over the bed because they would get up there, try to play in the curtains and fall asleep. So there was four. I had started with the one, and then two more came, and then one. I had two trying to strangle themselves through no effort of their own. Bless their hearts, but little bitty. And we thought that Miracle would lose her leg, and we weren't sure with the damage done to her throat and her chest, and we didn't know if she would live. And then another one, Penny, came, and she had the same problem, so we had to cut her loose. And Miracle's doing very well. She's healed up most of the way. She still has a spot on her neck that they all just lick off and stuff, and you can't keep them from doing it. They're cats. It's like I said, they've been added into the community now. So I know something's up when I hear somebody running. And I can tell which one it is because they're heavy. It's a hardwood floor. So it sounds like a lion running behind you in these earphones. And they'll be chasing Gizmo. I call him Gizmo. He's got these big tufts in his ears. And he was just dying out there. And I picked him up like three times, maybe at least twice. And he just didn't weigh anything. And my husband looked at me and said, "We better bring this one. It's going to die." And I thought so too. I mean, he weighed nothing. Just it was like picking up air. And you knew it was in your hands, but he just was so light and lethargic. And we didn't think he was going to make it. I did my own home research and treated him, and he's doing great now. He's funny as he can be. I call him Gizmo because as he was coming up, his little face was all ears and eyes. He looked like Gizmo. With his coloring, it looked just like Gizmo. He still does. I call him Gizzy half the time because he makes me dizzy. And I thought it was a cute rhyme when I was trying to get him to stop. This is again way we extend them out into the population because I don't have to babysit them. And I bring them in. I think I'm going to start letting fast walkers out. Both Fast Walker and Gizmo get to see the vet because they're men, and the other two are girls, and so they have a forever home, and we can't do it again. So I mean, if we don't know where we would take them, I guess South Carolina, which is 9 miles away. We just can't have any more in the house. It's amazing how cats will multiply when they're safe. It's like people have to stop giving us kittens. They keep knocking on the door in the middle of the night in a thunderstorm to hand us a kitten, found it in the road. Oh God. Trying to hang themselves and kill themselves. And I mean, it took 9 or 10 weeks to nurse Miracle back from the brink of death. It was an everyday battle. I put her I put her in a coma. That's what I tried to do anyway. I kept her asleep. It's like they do in the hospital. Because if she'd been up, I mean, I had her heavily bandaged with her neck and chin, and it's just all of that, and her legs, so that had to be done. And it strap her leg in because you didn't want her to move that, and they're all stabbed up. But so I just dosed them, three of them, because I had to find out how to work with them, save them, and not let their sores get worse. And so even after they started to get that part of that done, you still had to keep them in swaddling because with the stay. And so they were really good about that. The two that nearly hung themselves, it was something. And with Gizmo, we brought him in, and it took. I mean, he was lethargic. He would just lay there and look at you. If you didn't pick him up, he didn't struggle. So we just tried to, do it that way. So we used that pad to feed him. And now they'll go in and kiss, just will keep loving me and kissing me and so forth until I say, okay, you're hungry. And then hand back off and look at me. So I used to feed him on one of those. It's like a daisy wheel. They're a mess. That's what they're doing now. So when one goes to sleep, all three of the others come up and they sleep together because I had them all, for God's sakes, at the same time. So I'm extremely grateful that all of that healed and they are now on regular food. So, yes, I've been a vet. So I'm praying I never run into any more that need rescuing in such a dire situation. It was horrific. You can't afford to take little alley cats. I was raised, we called them alley cats. I can't afford to continue to do that and get them everything done, plus save their lives because the doctors or vets cost way too much money. I don't know why they do that because most of us have the insurance for your animals. So these guys are fine now. Yes, I had to nurse them solidly for 4 to 5 weeks, maybe a little bit longer in two other cases. Because of dire injuries. But can you imagine the vet bill you get? Because they would have put him on IVs, they would have done all this stuff, but I couldn't do that. So it was syringe time. It's like 1800s principle, and that's how I got it done. Open the mouth and they go sleep in a few minutes, and then I could treat him again, which is what they would have done at the vets. Charged us $2,000-3,000. I've had that happen, so please, I know it's so funny. We'll just take any credit card. Well, I bet you sure would if I have one. I won't play with those things. TD ones was had American Express when they were first come out. Didn't have the others out yet. Had a husband. You can figure out where that goes from there. I'm almost out of time with this reminiscing stuff here and being nasal this morning. So for those of you who did not like it, hit the dislike. I'm good. I like these. I always say everything when I come up here and I have one of these is I had quit smoking, basically still have, but this is a treat. And my husband makes sure that I have one or two to keep going. I do not smoke. They're very allergic. It's just I don't even usually smoke it down this far. So yeah, it's a day and a half when I'm up here doing this and drinking before lunch. I've been up since 5. My lunch was 10 o'clock. Could have stretched until 11 maybe. It's the time we're at now somewhere. I have time. And my glasses. I have two sets. Sometimes you'll see me in these. And I prefer these, but they look a little big for some reason. I like but they won't let you keep the frame. So I like the frame on this one, and I can still see. Had such trouble with it after laser surgery on both eyes. Who knew? I woke up in the middle of the procedure where they were still cutting out the cornea, and the other one was stitching in the new cornea. Yeah, that was great. I was having a procedure done at the VA, and they knock you out. And apparently, I took on all 5 of them because they had to let me go back and wake up and say, no, she handled all 5 of us with equipment. The other doctors loved that. I was like, oh my god. They really put me under for the second attempt, and it went like really well. Who knew? 60-year-old ladies, they don't usually take on 5 people. I do. Apparently, even in my sleep. I have to be totally incapacitated for anybody to work on me. And that it just must not have gotten to the anesthesiologist who was on staff when they did my surgery on my eyes, because they do first one, then they do the other. Lucky for me, it was the second one we were working on, and they have you tied down everywhere. I mean, you cannot move. You cannot move your head even. Of course, it's eye surgery. I don't want you to move your head. And I was joking when I was being tied down. I was like, "Are you guys making another Frankenstein lady? We need all that shit." In my head, I thought, no, we got to. I mean, strap me down like I was, I don't know, like I was the Hulk, and they had to shut me up. They probably did. They had to hit me. They kept screaming, "Hang on, don't worry, don't worry. We got it. Pain medicine's coming." And I'm thinking to myself, I can't move. You've got something in your mouth. So you can't take that because you're strapped in. You can't move your head, can't move your body, can't move. I was moving my feet back and forth this way. I couldn't do anything like this, but I could move my toes and my foot just a little bit. They saw that, and they knew I was awake. And then, oh, hey, we're getting the payments. Meanwhile, they continued to cut and stitch. It was a good thing, I suppose. Can't close your eyelids. You have to stare at this going, okay, bitch, I'm awake. Sometimes you just can't catch a break. But again, it's my birthday coming up. So if you don't see me out for a day or two, we're having a good time. We might be out partying a little bit. My husband won like $1,300 again, which is what I've been steady spending. He's not happy with me spending that money. To me, money's money. It's what you're supposed to do. It's money. You can't keep it. They're going to change it again next week. They're going to have one more government. They're going to have one type of payment. It is going to be digital. This is what they've been putting together for well over 25 years. This has been happening since the 70s. People don't realize that. And it's like my granddaughter's generation, they always have a phone in their face. This is what they have: the phone, the tablet, sitting in the restaurant, sitting at home. Yeah, it's something else. I don't know about y'all, but it's time to let these people all know it's rude, it's stupid. You're gonna get an implant probably for that. So keep keep checking it. Being rude. Stop it. Same thing with the British. Stop doing those riots where you're doing so much damage. If you want to protest, and you should, so it should be done here too. It's too many migrants. You can't house them. You can't feed them. They're stealing. They're raping. They're plundering. They're murdering, literally. And there's no identification of these people. I forget which city now you can drive without a license or some shit. They're ambushing police and shooting them, and you've got all this other stuff going on. Don't read Revelation, actually. Read some of the Left Behind. Watch the movies. I think there's 3. It just, I think it might be through YouTube would be the way to go, but I think some of them are also on Freebie Network. There's so many now you can have, but you can just Google that. You probably could just watch it on your tablet or your phone, but you should. It's a really good rendition of what would happen if everything in Revelation was occurring. And it's the most informative series I have ever read. And I am a voracious reader, always have been. In my own library, I have books that are 200 years old. So, voracious reader is a best description of me. It have been like that all my life. In fact, even in the Parade magazine, they did a fold out of me, my sister, and my brother, adopted family poor in suburbia now because they're paying 108 per child or something a month um, for just my sister and I. The step or adopted brother, something along those lines, was their nephew, and they paid for him. So that was their son. And he wanted a sister, so they ended up adopting myself and my sister because they fostered us first. Everybody, I used to really just do some terrible things, no time left, but yeah. So I've been doing it a long time. It's an escape actually, for most of us who read like that, you're kind of drowning in the story. And I see, it is Gizzy. Gizzy, Gizzy, Gizmo. I was going to show her. Gizzy, come here, Gizzy. Come on, Gizmo. Gizzy. Hey, baby. You coming over? Hey. I'm about to get off. Come here. Oh, he just hates being held. Oh, yeah. See, wait. We're about to say goodnight. Okay, Gizzy. It looks like he's getting big, but he's really not. And he's just say hi, Gizzy. He's still all eyes at your toast. Look at you. There's something to eat. Uh-huh. He does not like to be held at all. And somehow, well, I have my sitting chair, and it's against the wall, it's adjacent to the bar, and they jump up that chair and then up here. All right, you go that way, Mom. I'm gonna get off the air. Okay, I'll come feed you. This is when he'll come out and just be the sweetest little thing. Hey, baby. There's something to watch grow up. Every animal is. In any event, I can hear my husband now, so I'm gonna jump off of here, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. I hope. Love you guys. Yeah. Hit the like. Do something they like that on the channel. I don't know what that's about, but algorithms. Yes, that's the word they use. Have a great day out there, everybody. Gotta go to a little bit.